It was only a few days ago when Julius Malema showed the level of leadership rarely seen in this country. He stood on a stage with a man who had just betrayed him and called him a brother. He went so far as to assure Floyd that should he want to return to the EFF, he would always be welcome. This does not happen often, and I thought it was classy. But now that other side of Malema is back, the version that lashes out. Hello everyone, welcome back to Joe Talks Politics. I am your host, Joseph Musia. Let's get right into it.
I went to the house of the deputy president, former deputy president of the EFF, and I said, I chose to come to your house after you wrote me a letter because I wanted you to have a home ground advantage. 2, you said to me in the letter, you did not renew your membership, which means I'm not your president, you are not a member. So for those 2 reasons, you have no reason to be scared to tell me anything that I've done to you. And I turned, looked at him and I said, what did I do to you, Floyd? He said, nothing. It's not about anything. It's a political decision, which I've accepted. The 2 of us. When we finished, I said, call SG. So SG can hear. And I told SG in his presence, I asked him if I did anything wrong. Why? Because I must not repeat this thing to another person. I said to him, you owe it to me to tell me what wrong did I do, so I don't do it to SG. He said nothing. It's a political decision. I don't believe that, but I respect it.
After a brief but intense period of reflection, Malema is back and he is not taking any prisoners.
We thank you very much. Stop the messages. Pastors, thank you for the prayers. We are done. Please don't send us any message of these 2 shall pass. Which one? Because it has passed. It keeps on passing. It shall pass. It must pass at some point. It has passed. So please, we appreciate the messages, we appreciate the prayers, we appreciate our families. You know, my 2 aunts called me and prayed with me on the phone.
He was addressing EFF members in Gauteng to report back on the current developments in the party. He is also making sure that any traces of Shivambu are erased from the party.
The GTU shall fall under the office of the president, and all powers that belong to the deputy president will go into the office of the president. And everything else that looks like the former deputy president shall be dismantled in the EFF and then gotten rid of with immediate effect. The GTU and all those who served in the GTU under the deputy president are dissolved. You want to deploy anyone into the government on behalf of the EFF, you shall report to the office of the president. We are taking charge of our organization now. We are tired of entrusting in the hands of wrong people. We have been betrayed for too long. We have been sold out for too long. We have been trusting for too long. We need to take it into our hands and run it ourselves.
He called on those he says are hedging their bets by waiting for the party's electoral conference to leave immediately.
Never be blackmailed by those who want to threaten us with leaving after the 3rd National People's Assembly. I want to say to them, leave now. Leave now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. You must leave today, because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future. The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Live now. We have no reason to
to back anyone. If you want to leave, leave now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power. It's very painful to count the soldiers you don't have.
Throughout his political career, Malema has come across as abrasive, disrespectful, and misogynistic. We all remember how, under his leadership, EFF members have taken to social media to hurl the most disgusting insults at women journalists who have dared to write negatively about him and the party. After the setback of the past few days, Malema is now back portraying himself as a strong and resilient leader. His remarks are more a sign of desperation than strength.
There is a practical way to find out where they stand. Just go and look at where their parents stand. Look at where their relatives stand. Look at where their spouses stand. You will know that those closest to them are speaking on their behalf because they whispered into their ears. How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken? And my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing. And you say Julius Malema is with us. When the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him and you will know where these leaders stand.
It is possible that Julius knows that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is among those planning to leave the party. The problem with his remarks, though, is that they take away from his so-called admiration for strong women leaders like Winnie Mandela. To suggest that Ndlozi is accountable for his wife's tweets is tantamount to saying that she cannot act independently of him. That is neither revolutionary nor progressive. It is indeed reactionary. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much to our subscribers. See you in the next one.